Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. It is October already. It has been 1 month since I did my last top 10 games on Wax video. So it is time to do some updates. It's time to give you the most recent top 10 games that are playable and available right now on Wax. Just before we jump into these, just got to give you some of the criteria that I look at. I am a gamer, so I am looking at games that are fun and entertaining to play. This list is based on those games that I believe are fun and entertaining to play. This is not a volume list that you see all the time on Twitter, that the top games by volume that aren't playable or being played by bots. This is not a standard template list that you get from a lot of those bigger YouTubers that are just looking at different blockchains and different games. This is a person that plays the games and is very familiar with Wax that enjoys the games. So I'm hoping this is helpful for anyone that is really interested in either jumping into Wax and looking for a game to play, or you're already on Wax and you're either looking for your next game to play or replace a game that you're currently playing. Again, this is my personal opinion. This is not financial advice, so please make sure you do your own research before you jump into any games. But these are the games that I like to play. In fact, most of the games that are on the top 10 here, I'm actively playing. So it's not like I'm just saying these to say it. I actually enjoy playing the games. So let's go ahead and jump in here. I'm going to try and go through it pretty quickly. We're going to do a little bit of a twist. For each of the games, I'm going to try and give one thing that I think each of the games could do to really start jumping up on the list and getting more followers, getting more players, getting more excitement. So again, take this with a grain of salt. Some of the games you may not like to play, some of the games you may really enjoy. So do your own research and see which ones are best for you before you jump into them. All right, let's go ahead and we're actually going to start, before we get to the top 10 list, we're going to do 3 honorable mention games. Games that I think have the potential or are very close to making my top 10 list. First of all, Prospectors. This is a game that a lot of people recommend. This is a game that I still haven't played. I know on the last top 10 list I said I was going to give it a try. Unfortunately, life and a lot of other things got in the way, so I did not get a chance to try it in the month of September, but it is my goal to try it in the month of October. I hear a lot of good things about this game. It's been around for a while, so it's definitely a game worth checking out. I just can't give a full opinion on until actually I spend some time playing the game. So that's just my thing. I'll try and get that game. I get a full review on that, jump into it at some point here in October. So when we do the November list, I can give it a proper rating, because I know a lot of people, again, rave about this one. I just haven't had a chance to play it yet. Next on the list is a game I have played that is fantastic. This game, first of all, congratulations, Forge Arena, for getting on Epic Games. That is a huge milestone, not just for the Wax community, but also the Play to Earn community. If you are a first-person shooter game fan, this is the game on Wax that you want to try. There is a free-to-play option, so you can go ahead and jump in there and free to play it. I suck at first-person shooter games. So that's the only reason that this is not my top 10 list. If I enjoyed and was good at first-person shooter games, this would probably be in the top 5. So that's why I wanted to include it here on the honorable mention. Since this is my personal list, it doesn't quite make it in the top 10, but it is a great game for those that just enjoy first-person shooters. So I wanted to make sure that I did mention it. Again, a great team that's over there, great concept. They're doing a lot of great things with this. So that's why it is an honorable mention. This next one on the list is going to be a new one, one that I have not mentioned yet. Heroes of Arcane. This game is not launched yet. That's why it is still an honorable mention for me. I recently got introduced to it via Twitter. A number of people have been recommending to take a look at it. If I haven't already, I am planning on doing a review on this, a video to review it, also similar to Prospectors. This one goes right down my alley. This This is an RPG medieval style game that I really enjoy to play. I'm excited for this one to come out, and I'm excited really to learn more about the game. So keep an eye out. I will be talking about this one more in the future. All right, let's go ahead and get into the top 10. At number 10, we have the Adventurers Guild. This is a Discord-based RPG game. A lot of fun. There's some great leveling and questing and other activities that they have in the game. They've actually just also added pets to the game, so they continuously are adding new items, new skills, just a lot of different things to the game. The only reason it's probably not higher on the list is because it is a Discord game. It's a text-based game, which is not something I normally play. I did enjoy it while I was playing. It's definitely a good grinder game. It's not just a simple click, come back in 2 hours and click again and then come back in two more hours. You actually can continue to quest, and if you want to sit there and play a game while you're watching TV or doing something else, you can continuously do that, which is fun to do. It's and to be honest with you, kind of rare with the world of clickers, but it's a nice game. If you like that, especially if you are an RPG fan, definitely worth checking out. 9 on the list is Splinterlands. Again, I say this every single month. I can't have a top 10 list of Wax games without Splinterlands. I know this based on the conversation that we had in the comments last month. I understand that this is not just a strictly a Wax game. It wasn't originated on Wax, but it is on the Wax blockchain. So I feel like it needs to be added because it's been around for so long and it's been so strong for the long period of time. If you're not familiar with what Splinterlands is, it is a card-based game that allows you to compete against other people. And also they've been adding a lot of other features like land and things like that into the game. So it's a fun game, especially if you like that style of card-based PvP style game. Definitely worth checking this out if you're not familiar with it. Number 8 on the list is Waxel World. This is one that I've been following since before the launch. Waxel World is a pixel art style game that is really ninja based. You essentially have a team of ninjas that go out and try and save citizens and bring them back to your complex or your little town that you have there. And you turn them into professions. They create different items for you that will help you continue to build and become more efficient. As of right now, at the time of this recording, there is a very small portion of the game available. In talking with Ryu and the development team, they have a lot in store for the future. The next expansion will be the building expansion, which allows it to be more of a game rather than just a clicker. And if you just look at this map alone, right now they're really only actively using this middle portion, the portion that's hidden behind the push to start button. But there's so much more that I know they're looking at implementing. So it's going to be a neat thing to follow as far as long-term vision to it. I enjoy sending my ninjas out on a daily basis to go ahead and collect citizens. It'll be really fun to see when they actually have the interaction version of the game itself. Next on the list at number 7 is Mining Network. This actually slid back 2 spots from last month. And the main reason for that is I'm still waiting for them to add some additional content to the game. Right now it is basically a leveler / kind of a miner style game. It's fun. It's addicting as far as the leveling goes. If you enjoy leveling and getting that instant gratification when we're doing the leveling process, this is a fun game to try. Again, it's just one-dimensional, I believe, right now, at least from my point of view. They keep hinting at the Discord that there's going to be something big coming out here shortly. They mentioned something small, but it's something different. So it'll be neat to see what it actually is. Hopefully it's some additional functionality, some additional content, something else that we can do other than just clicking on the miner. That is the only reason it slid back. Again, the leveling is addicting. It is a very popular game, so I wanted to make sure that I did include it on my top 10 list. Next on the list is Million on Mars. This one has actually been sliding back a little bit also. They've made a number of changes over the last, few months that have kind of concerned a number of people. I still think it's a very fun game. You own land, you go out there, and it's a very strategy-focused game. which is really neat. I have a few lands out there. I do play it on a daily basis. At least I go out and I check my lands and I scavenge all that fun stuff and I check my buildings. So if you like that kind of game, it's definitely worth checking out. It's very popular, as I mentioned before. So you just have to. The starting point's a little bit higher than it used to be. I think that's essentially why I slid it back a little bit. But still a fun strategy game that's worth checking out, especially if you like the space genre style of games. Basically, you're landing on Mars, and you're trying to create a civilization from scratch. So check it out if you like that style of game. Next on the list is number 5, and this is Immersys. This has actually moved up a few spots since the last month's rankings. And the main reason it's done that is they've made a lot of changes to the game. This is already the best interactive 3D game on Wax. A few more coming out here shortly, but this is, as of right now, the best. And they've added a number of things to it to make it more natural. It used to be just clumps of trees, the same kind of trees everywhere. They have spent a lot of time on the overall layout and the feel of when you're in the game. You can actually swim now instead of just run across the water. They are working on the combat portion of it, which I know a lot of people are excited about. They increased the drop rate for NFTs. So they're doing a lot of development work to improve, and they're listening to the audience, which is awesome. It's just a fun game. You see, whenever I think at least once a week, I put a video out where I'm playing the game as I'm talking about different questions, my AMA questions. And I'm just playing the game. It's a fun style gathering game. It's not a clicker, and they have a lot in store for it. So if you like 3D games where you can go ahead and grind a little bit, where you can collect things, this is definitely a game that's worth checking out. All right, we got number 4 on the list is Farming Tales. This one has held steady at number 4, and the main reason it's held steady at number 4 is because we're all just waiting for the new Waxchester to release. I feel like I say it on a monthly basis. Thankfully, I am able to talk to the dev team on a regular basis, so I know they're actively working on it. I know it's very, very, very close. I'm recording this on a Friday, the 7th. And I'm hoping this afternoon to go ahead and jump in with a dev team and do a test run with the new tractor race, the multiplayer tractor race, which is really the first multiplayer version of this, which makes it so close to New Waxchester. When New Waxchester drops from this, I think it is potentially a top 1 or 2 candidate on Wax. That's why I keep it here. I just really enjoy this game. If you're at all interested in a farming style game that is developing a metaverse style city along with it, this is a game you should check out. All right, let's go ahead to number 3. This is no surprise at all, Realm. Realm NFT, I've been doing every few days. I'm putting out a basically an episode style series. Season 4 is now going on. So I am basically bringing you along with me in my adventures through season 4. This is a resource style game that is broken up into seasons. You basically have to help the world, save the world by building up different areas and different continents. And managing your resources so you can go ahead and continue to succeed. It's a very strategy-based game, and it's a lot of fun, and more people are getting excited about it, which they should, because it is a very, very, very good game. I'm excited to see what they have in the store for Season 5. All right, number 2 on the list. The next 2 should also not be any surprise. Taco. Taco is utility. It's a game. It's now an exchange. If you are looking for an all-encompassing project that has just some awesome potential, Taco is one of those that you should check out. The prices are getting a little bit expensive, especially on like extractors and venues, but Brigade has some great prices. They have some new games that are coming out here in the near future. There's some also their Taco Swap that they released recently. This is just an all-around good project to be looking at, especially if you're looking for a long-term item like I always preach about on my channel. So this is, I had a tough time this month deciding between Taco being number 1 or if the next one being number 1. The only reason the next one edged out is because they have a major expansion that's dropping here in a week or two. These two are going to fight over 1 and 2, I think, for a long period of time. Oops, sorry, I'm not sure why it just tried to do that, but these two are going to fight over for a long period of time. Just a lot of great stuff coming out from the Taco team. And the number one, who is Castles again. Castles has been number one on the list for months straight, and there's absolutely a very good reason behind it. They are continuously doing events, which keeps people excited. They just recently dropped their monster tomes. Let me go ahead and actually log into it. They've just dropped their monster tomes, which is going to be huge for the dungeon expansion. Next week, Thursday, you can go ahead and start opening your hero packs, which is leading us straight into the dungeon expansion, which everything that I keep hearing about, I have not had a chance to play it on the testnet yet, but everything that I keep hearing about it, it is just looks awesome. So that's why this is holding number one. There's also some awesome things in the future. We'll see how the castle or the dungeon expansion really works out once it's out there, but I'm very, very, very optimistic about it. And the neat thing about it is there's a lot of people that want to get into castles, but they're struggling to get into the land side of it because it can be rather expensive. Dungeon's going to open up a brand new side to it because you can get low entry point heroes that allow you to start playing the game at a reasonable price. They also have implemented the free-to-play option that also helps you get into the game. So there's a lot of good things, and they're trying to get all different levels. They've also been pushing quite a bit on the marketing side, so they're bringing new players in. If you're at all on Twitter, you see Josh, who's one of the big marketing guys on the team. He is very active in trying to bring more players into it. So there's so much potential around the castles. There's so much potential around Taco, and really all the games on the top 10 here. I truly enjoy playing them, and as I mentioned earlier, I am playing most, if not all, of these games on a regular basis. So that's the reason why they're on the top 10. And I hope they continue to work the way they are. Again, if you're looking for a new game, please take this as a gamer personal opinion, from an entertainment and personal perspective, not as financial advice. Make sure you do your own research. I hope you all enjoy these top 10 lists. I'm trying to get them out to you every single month, just so you can stay active, and just so you have a good list for, especially, we're trying to get gamers on Wax, so this is a gamer-focused top 10 list. I hope you all have a great day. Please let me know in the comments below, did I miss any games that you think should be on the list? I know there may be a few like Alien Worlds. The only reason I didn't have that one on there is it's still just a clicker game. There's a lot of bots to it. I still think they're going to put some good content out there, so I am keeping an eye on that. Nova Pangea is another one that I'm keeping an eye on. And just there's some other games out there that are fairly new that I'm just keeping an eye on. So they may make it on the top 10 list if they continue to develop. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.